Ladies and gentlemen, there is a law greater than any written by man. A law that governs every action, every thought, every intention we set into motion. It is the law of karma. Unseen, yet unfailing. Silent, yet unyielding. It is the great mirror of life, reflecting back to us the very energy we cast into the world. Some say, "But I have done good, and yet I suffer." Others whisper, "He has wronged so many, yet he thrives." Patience, for karma is not bound by the ticking of clocks or the passing of days. It moves in rhythms we do not always comprehend, shaping destinies with an artistry beyond our understanding. The law of cause and effect is one of the most fundamental truths governing our existence. It is the invisible thread that weaves through every action, every thought, and every decision we make. Some call it karma, others fate, but at its core, it is a simple yet profound principle. What we send out into the world will inevitably return to us. It may not happen immediately. It may not even be recognizable when it does, but the energy we put forth, whether in kindness or cruelty, whether in truth or deception, always finds its way back. Many people live under the illusion that their actions exist in isolation, that what they do today bears no weight on their future. But the universe does not forget. Every choice plants a seed, and just as a seed will one day sprout, our actions will bear fruit in their own time. A person who spreads kindness, who helps others without expecting anything in return, may not see an immediate reward, but life has a way of bringing blessings to those who act with genuine intent. On the other hand, someone who deceives, manipulates, or causes harm may appear to go unpunished for a time. They may even seem to prosper. But the law of cause and effect is not dictated by human impatience. It moves with precision, delivering lessons at the exact moment they are needed. Think of a ripple in water. When a stone is thrown into a pond, the ripples do not disappear instantly. They travel outward, touching everything in their path before returning to the center. This is karma. Every action, no matter how small, creates ripples that eventually come back to us. A kind word spoken in passing may seem insignificant, but it may brighten someone's day, inspiring them to extend kindness to another. That kindness continues to move, creating a cycle that, one day, returns to the person who first initiated it. Conversely, a harsh word, a betrayal, or an act of selfishness may seem to go unnoticed, but it too spreads, shaping the world in unseen ways before making its way back to its source. One of the greatest misconceptions about karma is that it is a system of punishment or reward, as if some unseen force is judging our actions and assigning consequences. But karma is neither merciless nor forgiving. It is not a matter of justice or revenge. It is simply balance. The universe seeks equilibrium, and karma is the mechanism through which that balance is maintained. This understanding should not instill fear, but rather a deep sense of responsibility. It reminds us that we are not powerless in our fate. If we wish to create a life of peace, success, and happiness, we must act in ways that nurture those very qualities. The law of cause and effect is not an external force controlling our lives. It is a reflection of our own choices. What we give, we receive. What we plant, we harvest. And what we put into the world, in time, always finds its way home. Time is an enigma, a force beyond human control, moving at its own pace, revealing truths only when the moment is right. Many people expect karma to act instantly, as if it were bound by human impatience. They wonder why good people suffer while those who act unjustly seem to thrive. But karma does not operate on a schedule dictated by human desires. It unfolds in its own time, with a precision beyond our understanding. Just because we do not see immediate consequences does not mean they do not exist. They are merely waiting for the right moment to surface. Life is a grand puzzle, and every action we take is a piece placed within it. Some pieces fit instantly, connecting with those already in place. Others take longer to find their rightful position, but eventually the picture forms, revealing patterns we may not have noticed before. This is how karma works. What we do today may not seem to affect us tomorrow, but in the grand design of life, everything is connected. An act of kindness, a moment of integrity, a choice to do what is right even when no one is watching. These things do not go unnoticed. They accumulate, shaping the course of our future. On the other hand, those who believe they have escaped the consequences of their negative actions fail to understand the silent workings of time. A person who deceives, manipulates, or takes advantage of others may believe they have outwitted karma, but time does not forget. Their choices set events into motion, and those events will one day return to them in ways they never anticipated. Sometimes karma arrives subtly. A missed opportunity, a moment of realization, a sudden loss of trust from those they once relied upon. Other times it is unmistakable, arriving as a life-altering lesson, one that forces them to confront the consequences of their past. It is easy to become frustrated when justice feels delayed, but what we must understand is that karma does not act in haste. It waits for the perfect moment, the moment when its lesson will be most impactful. If we trust in this process, we can free ourselves from resentment. We do not need to seek revenge, nor do we need to dwell on the misdeeds of others. We need only to focus on our own actions, knowing that what is meant to return will do so in its own time. For those who do good and wonder why their kindness has not yet been repaid, patience is key. The rewards of a good heart are never lost. They are simply waiting for the right time to appear. Sometimes they come in unexpected ways, through the loyalty of friends, the peace of mind that comes from living honestly, or the deep fulfillment of knowing one has lived a life of integrity. Time is the great revealer, and in the end, it ensures that everything finds its way back to where it belongs. Intentions are the silent architects of our destiny. While actions are visible to the world, it is the energy behind them, the motivation, the sincerity, or the deception that determines their true impact. Many believe that karma is simply about what we do, but in reality it is shaped just as much by why we do it. Two people can perform the same act, yet their karmic outcomes may be vastly different, because the universe responds not only to the action itself, but to the intention behind it. Consider a person who donates to charity. If they do so with genuine compassion, with a sincere desire to help others, the energy they send out is pure, and it will return to them in positive ways. They may experience unexpected kindness, deep personal fulfillment, or opportunities that align with their good nature. However, if someone donates for the sake of appearances, to seek praise, or to gain personal advantage, the act itself may seem noble, but the energy behind it is self-serving. In such cases, the karmic return may not bring the peace or satisfaction they seek. Instead, they may find themselves feeling unfulfilled, always chasing external validation, never truly experiencing the joy that comes from genuine kindness. The same principle applies to harmful actions. If a person causes harm unintentionally, without malice, their karmic consequence may not be severe, as the intent was not to inflict suffering. However, if someone deliberately acts out of jealousy, revenge, or greed, the energy they emit is destructive, and that energy will eventually find its way back to them. The universe is not deceived by outward appearances. It recognizes the truth that lies beneath. This is why self-awareness is so important. Many people go through life unaware of the deeper motivations behind their choices. They act out of habit, societal pressure, or unconscious fears. But when we take a moment to reflect on our true intentions, we gain the power to shape our karma consciously. If we act with love, integrity, and kindness, not for recognition, but because it is the right thing to do, then our lives will naturally align with positivity and fulfillment. At times, people wonder why their good deeds seem to go unnoticed, or why they experience hardships despite having good intentions. The answer lies in the complexity of karma. Sometimes, the lessons we need to learn outweigh the immediate rewards we seek. Other times, our past actions, perhaps from years ago, are still playing out, creating a temporary imbalance. But ultimately, the universe corrects itself. Sincere intentions will always lead to positive outcomes, even if they take time to manifest. So, before we act, we must ask ourselves, why am I doing this? If the answer is rooted in love, honesty, and a desire to uplift others, then we can move forward with confidence. But if it stems from selfishness, deceit, or manipulation, we must reconsider. Because in the end, karma does not just respond to what we do, it responds to who we truly are. Patience is one of the greatest virtues when it comes to understanding karma. In a world driven by instant gratification, where people expect immediate results for their actions, it is easy to become frustrated when justice feels delayed. Many wonder why good people suffer or why those who act dishonestly seem to prosper. But karma does not operate on human schedules. It unfolds with precision, waiting for the right time to deliver its lessons, rewards, and correction. The key is trust. Trust in the process, trust in the balance of the universe, and trust that nothing goes unnoticed. People often mistake the absence of immediate consequences for the absence of karma altogether. They see someone lie, cheat, or manipulate their way to success and think, where is karma? They see themselves struggling despite their honesty and wonder, why am I facing this? But what they fail to realize is that karma works beyond what is visible in the present moment. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, the effects of our actions take time to fully develop. A tree does not bear fruit the day it is planted. It requires nurturing, patience, and time. Similarly, the energy we send out, whether positive or negative, must go through its natural course before it returns to us. Imagine a river flowing toward the ocean. It may twist and turn, encountering obstacles along the way, but ultimately it reaches its destination. Karma functions in the same way. It does not forget, nor does it ignore. It simply moves at its own pace, ensuring that every action is met with its appropriate outcome. Those who have wronged others may seem untouched by consequences today, but life has a way of revealing truths when they are most needed. A person who gains success through dishonesty may one day find themselves surrounded by distrust, lacking genuine relationships, or facing unexpected setbacks. Their past actions will come full circle, even if they cannot see it yet. For those who strive to live with kindness, patience is equally important. The good we do in the world may not always bring immediate recognition or reward, but that does not mean it is in vain. The kind words we speak, the help we offer, and the honesty we uphold, these things create waves that extend far beyond our sight. Sometimes, they return to us in ways we never anticipated. A stranger's kindness, an unexpected opportunity, or simply the peace that comes from knowing we have lived with integrity. The most important lesson in all of this is to trust the timing of life. We do not need to chase karma, nor do we need to demand instant justice. Our only responsibility is to act with goodness, knowing that life will take care of the rest. In the end, patience and trust allow us to live freely, without resentment, without regret. Because when karma arrives, it does so not as punishment or reward, but as a reflection of who we have chosen to be. Karma is often misunderstood as a system of punishment and reward. But in reality, it is a teacher. It does not exist to seek revenge or to praise. It exists to guide, to correct, and to help us grow. Every experience we encounter, whether good or bad, is an opportunity to learn. When we understand this, we begin to see karma not as something to fear, but as a force that helps shape us into better versions of ourselves. Life is a continuous cycle of actions and consequences. When we act with kindness, honesty, and integrity, we create harmony not only in our own lives, but also in the lives of those around us. However, when we act with selfishness, deceit, or cruelty, we create discord. The universe does not punish or reward, it simply restores balance. If we harm others, we will eventually experience what it means to be harmed. Not because life seeks to make us suffer, but because we need to understand the impact of our actions. Through this process, we are given the chance to change, to make amends, and to grow into wiser and more compassionate individuals. Imagine a person who lies and manipulates others for personal gain. Actually manipulates others for personal gain. At first, they may find themselves trapped in a cycle of distrust. They may lose the ability to experience genuine connections, and eventually they will feel the emptiness of the world they have created for themselves. This is not a punishment. It is a lesson. It is an opportunity to recognize the value of truth and integrity. If they choose to learn from it, they can change their path. Similarly, when someone experiences hardship despite having done good, it is not always a sign of karma failing to work. Sometimes, struggles come not as retribution, but as a means of strengthening us. A person who remains kind despite adversity is like a tree that stands tall against the wind. Its roots grow deeper, making it stronger. Challenges shape character, teach resilience, and allow us to develop a deeper understanding of life. Understanding karma as a lesson rather than a punishment frees us from resentment. It helps us move forward without the need for revenge or bitterness. When someone wrongs us, we do not need to seek justice ourselves. We can trust that life will teach them what they need to learn. Likewise, when we make mistakes, we must recognize them, take responsibility, and grow from them. Life is not about escaping karma. It is about understanding. Every experience, every challenge, every triumph is an opportunity to evolve. When we see karma as a guide rather than a force of punishment, we begin to appreciate its role in shaping our journey. And in doing so, we learn the greatest lesson of all, that growth, wisdom, and transformation are always within our reach. The way we treat others today shapes the reality we will live in tomorrow. Every action we take, every word we speak, and even the silent thoughts we cultivate, create an energy that will eventually return to us. This is the essence of karma. It is not an abstract philosophy, but a law of life, an unseen force that ensures that what we give to the world, we ultimately receive in return. Our actions are like seeds planted in the soil of time. Some sprout quickly, while others take years to bloom, but all eventually bear fruit. Many people believe they can act without consequences, thinking their words and deeds vanish once spoken or done. But nothing truly disappears. Every interaction, whether positive or negative, leaves an imprint, shaping not only the world around us, but also the course of our own lives. A person who spreads kindness, who offers help without expecting anything in return, unknowingly builds a network of goodwill. Even in moments of hardship, that kindness finds its way back, often in unexpected ways, through the support of friends, opportunities that arise at just the right moment, or simply through the deep satisfaction of knowing they have lived a meaningful life. Conversely, those who act with dishonesty, cruelty, or selfishness create a different kind of reality for themselves. A person who lies and manipulates others may initially seem successful, but in the long run they will find themselves surrounded by distrust and isolation. They may deceive people once or twice, but eventually their reputation will catch up with them. Even if they escape immediate consequences, they will live in a world where they cannot trust others, because deep down they know how easily trust can be broken. Their own actions create a cycle of fear, loneliness, and insecurity. The same principle applies to relationships, whether personal or professional. Those who treat others with respect, empathy, and understanding build strong, lasting connections. These relationships become sources of joy, strength, and support in difficult times. On the other hand, those who exploit or mistreat others may find temporary power, but over time they will notice people withdrawing, trust diminishing, and relationships fading. The very behavior they put into the world will shape the relationships they experience in return. The beauty of karma is that it is always in our control. At any moment we can choose to change our actions, to shift our energy, and to create a different future for ourselves. If we have made mistakes, we can correct them. If we have hurt others, we can seek forgiveness. If we have been selfish, we can choose to be generous. Karma is not about punishment. It is about reflection. It holds up a mirror, showing us who we truly are through the experiences we attract into our lives. When we truly understand this, we realize that every action is an investment in our own future. If we want love, we must give love. If we desire respect, we must show respect. If we seek happiness, we must bring happiness to others. Because in the end, the way we treat others today determines the life we will live tomorrow. The universe operates in a delicate balance, and karma is the force that ensures this balance is maintained. Nothing in life happens without reason, and no action goes unnoticed. What we put into the world, whether good or bad, always finds its way back to us. The cycle may take time to complete, and the form in which karma returns may not always be obvious. But the principle remains unchanged. What we give is what we receive. Understanding this truth allows us to take full responsibility for our lives and make conscious choices that align with the future we wish to create. Many people believe that karma is simply about receiving rewards for good deeds and punishment for bad ones, but it is much deeper than that. Karma is a reflection of our own energy, shaping our experiences in ways that teach us valuable lessons. If we act with kindness, honesty, and integrity, we naturally attract positivity into our lives. If we act with selfishness, dishonesty, or cruelty, we create an environment that mirrors those traits. The universe does not operate on blind luck or randomness. It operates on the energy we create through our thoughts, words, and actions. This is why self-awareness is crucial. Many of the struggles we face are not random misfortunes, but consequences of past actions, thoughts, and decisions. When we find ourselves stuck in a cycle of negativity, we must ask, what energy have I been putting into the world? Have I been impatient, unkind, or dishonest? Have I taken without giving? Have I ignored the needs of others while focusing only on myself? These are difficult questions, but they are necessary for growth. If we truly wish to change our circumstances, we must first change ourselves. At the same time, karma teaches us not to worry about seeking justice for every wrong done to us. The universe does not require our interference in settling scores. When someone harms us, deceives us, or takes advantage of us, we may feel an urge to retaliate, but by doing so we only create negative energy that will eventually return to us. Instead of focusing on revenge, we must trust in the natural balance of life. Those who act with cruelty will one day experience the consequences of their actions, not because we wish them harm, but because that is the way the universe functions. Their choices will lead them to situations that force them to learn, just as our choices shape our own learning experiences. Ultimately, karma is not a system of punishment. It is a system of learning. It is a mirror that reflects the truth of who we are. Every action we take contributes to the world we are creating, and every decision we make influences the life we will live. If we desire a future filled with peace, love, and happiness, then we must cultivate those qualities within ourselves and share them with others. Because in the end, everything comes full circle, and what we give to the world will always find its way back to us.